It is the Red River Farm Network Crop Tour presented by Pioneer. We are in the Washburn area. Clark Price with us from River Ag. And Clark, let's talk beautiful stand of corn here. Give us an idea. You've got both dry land and crop under pivot. What's the season been like?
You know, we've been dry in this area probably since about the 5th of July, and we just recently got a rain last week, which really picked the dry land up and should help those yields a lot. We're a little behind on GDUs, so we probably need another, the whole month of September, hopefully, to get the crop to maturity. But all in all, the crop's been hanging on pretty good.
So when did you get this crop in the ground? What were conditions like this spring?
This field here was probably seeded around the 20th of May. It was wet earlier than that, so we kind of went on to doing beans before we did some corn. But yeah, it was 20th of May here. We finished up corn on the 25th, I think so.
It looks like things have come together well. If we can shoot in on some of these ears, what kind of day corn are we looking at here?
This is actually 101-day corn. It's going to be a silage variety for us. So we'll chop this field probably the end of September, ideally. But maturity-wise on this crop for 101-day corn, that actually looks pretty good for the stage it's in.
Yeah, it looks very good. I was surprised when you said 101-day corn. Looks like you got some hoppers in the area.
Yeah, the hoppers have been a problem all around. I mean, most guys sprayed their wheat. Most guys sprayed a lot of their field edges around. We didn't actually spray this field, but we did spray a bunch of other ones because the hoppers have been a big problem. Anything
else with this corn crop that guys should be alert to?
Just trying to look at yields and see what they're going to be looking like going forward. I mean, I think we'll have maybe an APH crop, maybe a little less than an APH crop, but we're hoping for somewhere around APH.
Give me an idea on soybeans. You said you got in a little earlier on the soybeans and corn?
Yeah, the beans were looking good early. They really grew a lot of foliage, but then we ran out of moisture, like I said. So that one's anybody's guess on how those are going to yield because they really need an August rain. We did get one. It was about 10 days later than I would have liked it, but they might be, an average crop, I would say. Maybe they might be a little below. It's hard to say. I don't really know. To get some soybeans is hard.
Looks like some of those beans have already started to turn in just driving through the region. What's the pod set look like?
By looking at the pods, there's a few less pods out there than I'd like to see. I mean, but hopefully we'll get the bean size up now that we've had a rain so we can add some yield that way. But yeah, the early beans, the double O beans are already turning. They kind of probably didn't take advantage of that rain too much. But, anything from an 03 to an 05, I think did use, get the use of that moisture. So
I'm curious, some of the other crops, sunflowers, what else you got in the region have you seen?
The sunflowers look good. They look really good. And the wheat crop has been a pretty good wheat crop in the area from what I've been hearing from guys that have been harvesting. So good quality, good yield, and a lot of it's already been harvested. So we're getting down to, half or less left.
What kind of yields are we talking about in that wheat crop?
Yeah, I've been hearing 50 to kind of 70, 80 maybe even. So there's been some pretty good yields out there, depending on the ground and depending on your previous crop usually.
Again, we're getting queued up for harvest, and then you start thinking about 2023. Anything these guys should be looking for when they go into this harvest season and in preparation for next year?
Prices are always an issue. I mean, who knows where they're going to be? We've lost a lot of value in this wheat from spring to now. Corn's kind of been holding on. Beans have lost a little ground as well. It's hard to tell where these prices are going, but that's the biggest question everybody's got in their mind, I think.
Tell us a little more about River Ag, your Pioneer agency.
So we sell Pioneer seed, obviously, and then we also sell animal health products where the vaccines and stuff for your livestock, your mineral feeds for livestock. So, but yeah, we're kind of an all-around ag supplier. We don't really get into the chemical side of it, but we get into pretty much everything else.
It's nice to see some grass compared to where we were a year ago.
Grass and hay. The ranchers are really, really happy about the hay crop they've got put together. So that's a big change from a year ago. Everybody was really needing that.
Good deal. Again, Clark Price with us. We're at River Ag, Washburn, North Dakota. It is the Red River Farm Network Crop Tour, presented by Pioneer.